Hey everybody, Chris here again. Welcome back to the channel. Always good to have you with us. Well, it's holiday time, so I bought myself a couple of gifts in honor of the holiday. I'm sure that my wife is very pleased that I'm buying more retro gear, but that's the way it goes. So today we're going to have a look at what I bought. No surprise, there's going to be a very common theme to what we bought today as far as parts are concerned. Hint, hint. So let's have a look at what we have and see what we can do to bring things together. Let's go ahead and open the first package here that we see right here. Some rattling around. I know what this is. This is from a random eBay seller, but a really nice guy who sent me this and sent me an eBay message right away saying, "Hey Chris, hope this gets to you fast. Kind regards and happy holidays." So here it is. Always nice to find nice people on eBay, people that go the extra mile. What do we have here? We have not one, but two compact LTE 5000 hard drive sleds. That's what I always wanted. So here we have it. Let's go ahead and give them a test. So I went ahead and opened these up. At first I was a little concerned because there are some screws missing, but as it ends up, we have all the necessary screws. From my perspective, I don't really need screws to mount the drives. I just need screws to close the covers. And we do have 4 screws to close the covers with. So with that, we're going to be in business. Let's go ahead and test these out with an SD card. So I've went ahead and opened up my other caddy. You can see my really fancy job here with double-sided tape to keep my little SD card adapter in place. I got this 44-pin IDE to CF adapter off of eBay for about $7.50 and this little Transcend card to go with it as well. So we're just going to go ahead and put this in this first of the 2 caddies to test. Just for good measure, I'll also put the lid on. Let's pop it in and give it a test. So I put the first one in the drive bay here and I just noticed something. It doesn't have a pull tab. Ooh, that's going to be a little bit of a problem to get it out. We can fix that. These pull tabs are basically duct tape. So I'll go ahead and create one. I'll cut a little piece of duct tape and we'll be in business there. So that doesn't concern me too much, but we're going to have a fun time getting it out. We'll go ahead and power it on now. I'm going to call this success. It looks like it did find the drive. So that means that this caddy is good. We'll just go ahead and do a quick MS-DOS boot here, and then I'm going to try and get it out. All right, so we'll call that success. Now let's hope that we can double our luck here and have real success, because this is going to be fun getting out of here. There we go. So there we have it. So just remember, when somebody tells you you did something stupid today, that Retro Tech Chris did something stupider. Okay. I will be finding a nice piece of duct tape for that. All right. Well, despite that little setback, we have proven that the Drive Caddy one works. I am not complaining, folks. I am very happy. Okay, moving on. So first thing we're going to test here is if we have the same problem, and indeed we do. So we're just going to pull this old stuff out. It may not be duct tape, but it's pretty similar to duct tape. It's a pretty similar substance. It even has the ridges like duct tape, so I think it is, indeed. So we'll just cut that down to size there. And I think if we cut off about, this much or so, that should be good. And we'll just kind of take that back a little further than I hoped. But you know what? To be honest, it's okay. I have a plan here. So that's about the right size. So what we can do is, let's kind of fold it over, maybe like so. Now we got a nice pull tab. And maybe at this point we can just kind of feed it through. Might be easier to feed it through from the back. And I'm just going to tape it down back here. Wow, isn't that nice? All right, it's way too long, but it's okay. Then we'll just use this other piece we cut off like that and just kind of reinforce it in the back here. Yeah, I planned it that way. Right, so perfect. Well, kind of, but not really. So what we can do at this point, oh wow, we way overshot. We didn't need a tab that big, did we? Or that wide, but now we have one. So let's cut it back to about maybe here. I think that'll do the trick, don't you? That's good enough for government work. Okay, so let's test the second caddy now. I'll go ahead and put this in here. You know what? After all that work, this better work. Okay, it wasn't that much work, right? Let's go ahead and put that in. Put the cover on. This will be a test as well, right? Looks good. Look at that. Yeah. Pop it in there. Flip it over and turn it on. See what we get. Well, there we have it. It looks like we're 2 for 2 on these caddies. So special thanks to that eBay seller who sent these to me and sent me nice holiday well wishes. Next up, we have a box sent to me by Molivi. So what Molivi told me is that he was going to send me some floppy drives to fix and also some goodies. So let's see what's in the box. So here we have floppy drive number 1 and floppy drive number 2. And these drives either have read or write errors, but that's fine. What I was really looking for was the enclosures because I can take these apart, determine what kind of drive they are. So that one there doesn't read. And get online and purchase replacement drives in most cases. So this one here, let's see here. Looks like it may have a write problem perhaps. Actually, this one says works 100%, so we might be good there. This one here has some sort of a failure, but we can look at that. And this one here, I guess we'll see is reads okay and write error. So that one's got write problems. So there you have it, 4 drives. Wow, I think we're gonna be good. I was looking for one more drive to add to the collection. He also sent me a easy drive disc, F-17A Stealth Fighter. And some blank floppies as well. So this will be great. Look at this, complete with disc labels and everything. Oh my goodness. Wow, look at that. And these look to be 360K, that's perfect. You can tell by the drive ring. So these are 360K discs, as well as, looks like an online game here of sorts, or a game. And it looks like it's Compendium, which is a game I've never played, but we'll have to check out. And Ultima, wow, on floppy. So thank you very much. He was supposed to send me 3 drives. He sent me 4 drives and lots of goodies. So we certainly do appreciate that. So let's go ahead and start out and test this drive that says it works 100%, because I'm very excited for that. Well, that one we may have a little bit of work to do on, but that's okay. Let's try to reseat the disk and try again. Yeah, it looks like lightning has struck twice here, but that's perfectly fine. The drives inside of these are fairly easy to come across in most cases, not all cases. What's hard to find are the actual enclosures. So that's why I'm super excited to have these drives, even if they say that they're not working. So when we look inside here, we can see that we have a Mitsubishi drive. Let's try the next drive. Looks like that booted right up. That's excellent. Perfect. Next up, we have this drive that doesn't read. Let's give it a test. Looks a little rusty. And indeed, I would say that this drive is as advertised because it does not appear to read. Once again, that's perfectly fine. Let's try the 4th drive, which says it has some sort of a failure. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So I don't think we're going to make it too far with that drive, but that's okay. So it looks like that's what our story is going to be on floppy drives. Let's move on and look at the next box. So now it's time to open up the third box here, and I collectively call this machine in this box the hunk of junk. You will see why in just a minute. Ah, there it is. Thing of not beauty. This is a compact LTE 5280 that has seen much better days. I think it might have been used in the auto industry based upon the fact that it was sold to me by a Detroit seller who sells Detroit auto surplus. As you can see, we've got a crack here. We've got lots of dirt, and actually it looks better than the pictures that I saw it in. But I bought this for a few parts that I was really interested in. One of them being the CD-ROM drive here, if we can find a way to get it out. Wow. That's really in there, so I think we're going to disassemble the machine. But I also wanted this little door here because I have a machine that's missing a door. And this also has a hard drive caddy in it, along with a hard drive. Does this machine power on and work? I have no idea, but we'll find out. But there's a little hard drive there, PDC drive. It's a 1.3 gigabyte drive. And of course, we've got a battery. And what I'm really curious about is the size of the memory module on the back, if there's any at all. It looks like there is a memory module. And from the looks of it, this is a 16 megabyte memory module. I was hoping for a 64, but that's okay. We'll take 16, so there's that. Well, we got the drive to pull out. I guess that's something. Let's see if we can keep going here. Okay, so with the little crack on the side of the case, I think that was enough to work the drive free. And this is indeed a 6X CD-ROM drive. So if this works, I'm going to be very happy. We can take a peek here and see the CMOS battery, which I'm going to go ahead and pull out at this point, as these tend to leak. This one looks like it may be starting to leak, but it actually doesn't look too bad. And from there, we can continue disassembly a little bit. You've got your processor card, your main board down underneath, and your DC to DC inverter, which looks brand new. What the heck? Let's power it on. Why not? What can happen, right? Let me plug the video power back in, and let's power the thing up. Let's see what happens. Well, we can see that the display is not in particularly good shape. Lots of blotching and scratches. That's okay. I was hoping that maybe I'd get a display out of this. But what I was really looking for was this drive. If this works, I will be ecstatic. While we're here, let's go ahead and test that memory module. It looks like it's a 32 megabyte module, so probably two 16s. So that's nice. We have a 32 megabyte module. That's even better than having a 16. So we've got that as well. Perfect. So far, so good. Cosmetically, terrible condition. Working motherboard, working DC inverter and processor card. Very nice LCD panel. I saw pretty much every single one of these light up, which is very rare for these. Unfortunately, our screen is a lost cause, but some of the plastics are good. We have a hard drive door. We have a PCMCIA door as well, which these tend to crack and we lose those. So we've got a lot of good parts out of this. Lots of good bones for what I paid for it, which is practically nothing. Let's test that CD-ROM drive. So for ease of testing, I've brought back the 5280. Since I already have CD-ROM drivers on it, let's pop this in and see what we get. I see a light. Looks like the popping mechanism has some problems. I guess that's not a surprise. But that's not a deal breaker. That can be fixed. Let's see if the drive will seek. I hear signs of life. Could it be that it works? Let's find out. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Look at that. It works right up. That's what I was really hoping to get out of this machine. And lo and behold, we have a working CD drive. It does not eject. Or actually, maybe it will now with a disc in there. Nope. So it's got a problem with that. But that's just an alignment thing that I think we can fix. It's just the solenoid that pops it out. And that doesn't greatly concern me. But we now have a working CD-ROM drive that we're able to pull out of this machine. Future Chris here, and luckily I was able to easily fix the CD-ROM drive. It now ejects. So what did I do? How did I fix it? It was actually pretty easy. As we had noted, the hunk of junk was not in great shape, and I think it had been dropped. And as a result, the CD-ROM drive had also been abused. There was a crease here where this was actually pushed in. So what I did is I undid this screw here, as well as the 2 screws on this side, pushed this out just a little bit, and there's actually a little spring mechanism over here as well. I gave it a little tug. It seemed just fine. And lo and behold, now the drive ejects. So it's now as good as new. And actually, before we wrap up with the hunk of junk, there's one thing I forgot to test. I got this hard drive and this hard drive caddy. We should see if it works. Let's pop it into the 5280 and see what we get. Well, I'm hearing signs of life out of the hard drive, and I've popped in here to the BIOS. Lo and behold, the drive is detected. Let's see if it'll boot. Starting Windows 98. Wow, look at that. Okay. Well, it didn't start Windows 98, but it looks to me like this was used as sort of a DOS machine. But lo and behold, it started right up. So now we've got a good drive. Let's run check disk on it while we're here. And it looks like, okay, it looks like it wants us to run scan disk. Let's run scan disk. And we won't perform a surface scan, but all other testing passed. So there you have it. Not too bad. So we got a working hard drive out of the deal as well. Well, that's going to do it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to me. I think now I've got some work to do to put all these floppy drives back together, but this is kind of where we landed with a CD-ROM drive. We have 3 spare enclosures now, 2 of them with drives, and we have all these floppy drives here. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Definitely subscribe to the channel. There's more great content to come. Ring that notification bell and you'll get notified when we have new videos available. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. That's what we have for you today, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.